Welcome and good evening. My name is Laura Milner, and I am the Chair of Voter Services for the Kittitas County League of Women Voters. It is my pleasure tonight to welcome you on behalf of the League, as well as the Ellensburg Daily Record and the Northern Kittitas County Tribune, to the Kittitas Mayor Candidates Night. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the League's production and post-production crew, Charlie Sorensen, Karen Raymond, Dolores Irwin, and Catherine Murphy, for making this event possible. Kittitas County League, a nonprofit in existence for over 50 years, has presented Candidates Nights to help educate county voters since 1980. We are a nonpartisan grassroots organization that never supports or opposes individual candidates or political parties. Our goal in hosting these events is to educate voters about candidates and their positions as they stand for election, because informed voters do make a difference. The League of Women Voters records and retains a full unedited copy of all the candidates' forms. If any portion of a league form is redistributed out of context to make a candidate appear to say something they did not say, or are edited to make a candidate look bad, or in any way they did not actually look at the original form, then the League of Women Voters will alert the media, provide the unedited video for comparison, and file appropriate complaints with any applicable governing authority. Tonight's forum will focus on candidates running for the Kittitas mayor position. Two candidates that are running for Kittitas mayor and have graciously agreed to appear here are John Camerata and Richard Hink. As we begin, I want to note that our ballots will be mailed October 12th. Please call the auditor's office if you don't receive yours in a timely manner after October 12th. You still have time to register or change your address. You can do so online until October 25th and in person at the auditor's office by 8 p.m. on Tuesday, November the 2nd. Your ballot must be postmarked on or before November 2nd. There are also 9 ballot drop boxes throughout Kittitas County. If you are unsure where yours is, do check the auditor's office website for the complete list. In addition to the live stream event, this recording will be on the Kittitas League YouTube channel, with links found at kittitasleague.org. We thank the following media partners for also sharing these forums: Ellensburg Daily Record and Northern Kittitas County Tribune. Tonight's structure. We have discussed the ground rules for the forum with the candidates prior to tonight's event. My job is to keep us on time and on task, which means that if a candidate goes past their time, I will move us along. The candidates have the opportunity to make a 2-minute opening statement. Then we will ask 6 prepared questions that we have sourced from the community. We provided these questions to the candidates a few hours ago, and they have 60 to 90 seconds, depending on the question complexity, to respond to each question. Then we will move up to 3, then we will have up to 3 live stream audience questions, depending on time availability. The candidates will have 90 seconds to respond to each of these questions. The forum will conclude with a 60-second closing statement by each of a candidate. Should an opponent wish to rebut the response, they must signal they wish to do so. Once recognized, they will have 30 seconds. Only 1 rebuttal per question will be permitted. We will rotate the order in which we ask the question so that candidates get to answer a question first. And if I make an error in this regard, please, candidates, let me know. If you are viewing this live, you can submit a question by texting 509-654-9030. That's 509-654-9030. The questions must be for all candidates. League members will review the questions. We may combine or edit them for clarity, nonpartisanship, and time limitations. Our general voters guide will go live on our website, kittitasleague.org, on October the 12th. The guide includes links to the candidates' campaign websites, if provided, their financial filings, completed candidates, League of Women Voter questionnaires, and more. We urge you to check it out and share it with other voters. At this point, we would like to welcome John Camerata and Richard Hink to this forum. Thank you for both taking the time to be with us, and thank you for your willingness to serve your community and our community as Kittitas mayor. As we discussed earlier, I will alternate who answers questions first. Mr. Camerata, we will start with you. You have 2 minutes to make your opening statement.
Okay, first I would like to thank the League of Women Voters for holding this forum. And I'm asking for your support as I run for the position of Mayor of Kittitas. These past few years have been very difficult for us all. I've heard the stories of many problems that people have gone through. Many have lost jobs, businesses, friends, family members. As mayor of the city of Kittitas, I will make our local government work better for you. So all of our lives may be more productive as we move towards recovery. I will be working the next term on a water plan to bring more cheaper water to the city. I will also be working on a sewer plan to bring cheaper sewer to the city. I will be working on a plan to improve the police department for better public safety. I will also be looking at affordable housing for the citizens. I will be looking at park improvements for our children and for improving our city events to help us get along better. We need good leadership of a steady, experienced leader as we move forward. With your support, I would like to continue as the mayor of Kittitas and lead us in the best direction possible. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Mr. Hink, we're going to ask you to unmute, and you have 2 minutes to make your opening statement.
Yes, first off, I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters for holding this forum. I would start out by saying I've been a citizen of Kittitas for the past 40 years. I've grown up there. I've seen how the town goes and the way it's ran. I believe that I have chose to run for the position of mayor as I see changes that need to be made. I see that we need to do a little more community outreach and bring the citizens back into the circle of information and the process of moving the city forward. I think we have a lot of infrastructure that needs to be addressed. And I believe it all starts with managing the budget based on known revenues versus what we might have or what we could have. And so therefore I've decided to run for mayor, and I hope that the citizens of Kittitas really do their studies and make a good decision when they vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, question number 1. What is your vision for the city of Kittitas for the next 10 to 20 years? Mr. Hink, you have 60 seconds to answer the question.
So over the next 10 to 20 years, I believe the city of Kittitas, we need this. We've already started making movement towards getting some commercial business to bring revenue to the city. We need to continue to develop that plan and do some outreach to get more commercial business in there to provide more revenue. Over the years, I've seen that water and sewer has been a major issue with the citizens and the price of it. And as we bring more revenue in, those revenues can take the place of those hikes in the rates. I believe that we want to stay a small town, but with a larger footprint, as in the outreach to not only our citizens there, but the tourism that we should bring into Kittitas to help those businesses along and help the citizens so we can get the revenues to then maintain the roads and all that.
Thank you, Mr. Hink. Mr. Camerata, you have 60 seconds.
Okay, I see the city of Kittitas growing. I see us moving businesses out to the interchange. I see houses going in north of town. I see our water and sewer problems being fixed with the grants that we're trying to get with the state and the federal government. I have been working with our leaders, our congressmen and our legislators to get these grants. We have become a more business-friendly city, and as such, we've gotten 4 new businesses in already, and we're looking at several more that want to come in. So I see us growing in the next few years.
Thank you. All right, question number 2. The water and sewer utility pricing seem to be an issue for the citizens of the town of Kittitas. What are your thoughts as to how to address this issue? This question, you will have 90 seconds. So Mr. Camarada, you have 90 seconds.
One of the biggest reasons is they hadn't replaced water meters in the city in a long time. And as water meters fail, they start failing in the favor of the customer. I have ordered them in, and we have replaced all of the water meters in town, so they are now reading the right price. So the customers are now paying the right price, so we do not have to raise the water rates to cover the loss. That was one thing I did. We are also looking to bring in more water supply storage so that we can have our new customers pay the connection fees and improve our water system. I have also worked on some other internal budgeting things to bring our water rates more in line, and we are improving them as I speak. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hink, you have 90 seconds.
So as I said, I've grown up here in Kittitas, and over the last 40 years, it's become abundantly clear that the water and sewer prices go up as the budget needs go up. Anytime that the city has to spend more money, say on wages or on equipment, that goes towards the water and sewer rates going up, because that for years has been the only revenue that the city of Kittitas has had. I believe that moving forward, as I said, it's already begun with the new businesses moving in. Bringing in new businesses and new streams of revenue are going to be key to getting those prices to maintain and not go up on a yearly basis. I also believe that we do have a lot of infrastructure problems, that such as we do not own any water. We actually lease it. We buy it. And I believe that looking at alternate sources of water for the city is going to be a key important part of keeping those rates down.
Thank you. Question number 3. As we know, the Kittitas School District had a COVID-19 outbreak, which means, of course, that the virus is being transmitted within the city of Kittitas and the surrounding area. How should the spread be addressed by the mayor and his office to keep citizens healthy and safe? This question gets 90 seconds. Mr. Hink, you start this round. You have 90 seconds.
I believe that information is key. Putting the information out for the citizens to make their own decisions on their health care and protecting themselves and others is key. As a government agency, I don't believe it's our place to tell people what they need to do. I believe we're simply there to work for them and provide them with the correct information.
Thank you. Mr. Camarada, you have 90 seconds.
Okay, I agree. It's not the mayor's ability. They have never been given the authority to interfere in people's private health care. Their health care is between them, their doctor, and their health care insurance provider. Those are the ones that will decide what they need to do. The virus is spreading. If people want to avoid the virus, they need to get a vaccination. But it's not up to the mayor or the city of Kittitas to tell them what to do. It is their responsibility for their own health with the help of their doctors. For the city to be giving them information on health care would be a wrong thing to do. The doctors need to give them their health care. They need to follow their doctor's advice, not some internet or private person who knows nothing about health care.
Thank you. Question number 4. Where do you see additional sources of revenue coming to support the city of Kittitas in the coming years? This is 90 seconds. Mr. Camarado, we begin with you. You have 90 seconds to respond.
Okay, we have the Exit 115 is just sold to a national deal, so they will be expanding their business and that will bring in more revenue. Dollar General has just entered business and they will bring in more revenue. The Coyote Corner market has just opened up. They will bring in. The Hot Rod Cafe has opened up. They will be bringing in more revenue. The Kittitas Cafe is open. They will be bringing in more revenue. I've got 3 or 4 more businesses that are looking to come in. We have a lot of businesses coming in and they will be bringing in a lot of extra money. We also want to get the water system fixed and that will help our water and sewer budgets because our current expense budget cannot be supported by water and sewer. Water and sewer can only support water and sewer budgets. Our current expense budget has to be through taxes. And we are looking to fix the rates, to bring those rates down a little bit so that we can cover our expenses. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hink, you have 90 seconds.
So as John said, we have multiple new businesses that have come into Kittitas over the past year, which is a great start to the revenue issue. I believe that there is a lot of outreach we can do to some of these larger companies that may not know Kittitas is on the map. Working with the Chamber of Commerce and working with our local citizens, I believe that outreach is very possible and we can reach out to some of these companies that fit our area. And as in, there's lots of different companies that would actually fit Central Washington, especially a location right off I-90 in the center of the state. So I believe it's going to be a lot of work and working with the citizens and other businesses that wind up bringing in those to provide more revenue for the city of Kittitas.
Thank you. Question number 5. How would you describe the city of Kittitas' efforts toward being a welcoming town for all peoples? This question gets 60 seconds. Mr. Hink, over to you. You have 60 seconds.
I've been born and raised in Kittitas, and I can tell you, I don't know a community out there that's as open to all people as we are. We're pretty much, one big family. As I've raised my kids, I've always followed the mantra that it takes a village to raise your children. Well, my village is my town. I have a little old lady up the road that I've known since I was a child, and she helps watch my kids as they go to school. And my neighbors all know my kids by name. So I believe that Kittitas is a very open and welcoming place to anybody, and we kind of take them in as a family.
Thank you. Mr. Camarada, you have 60 seconds.
Okay, we have a very open city. We have people from all cultures in town and we treat them all the same. What we need to continue to do is continue to have our city events, the 4th of July celebration, Cops Night Out, the car show and burnout, trunk or treat, Christmas in Kittitas. These events bring people together so that they can communicate with each other and learn about each other's cultures and become more friendly and outgoing towards each other. Thank you.
Thank you. Question number 6. How would you get more community input and involvement in the issues that come before the mayor? 60 seconds. Mr. Camarada, we begin with you.
Okay, we need more town hall meetings to bring in more people to talk about different phases of things that need to go. We have been running for a year, about every 3 months, but that's not enough. We're going to have to increase that some way. So we will be looking to increase it if I'm elected to get more input. We also have Facebook and webpage that people can post ideas on. I'm willing to take ideas from anybody and put them into action. I don't just take them from my friends. I take them from even the opposition. If it's a good idea, I will put it into play. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Hink, you have 60 seconds.
So I believe social media is a good outreach, but I also believe in the good old personal contact. I believe that we need to reach out to the citizens, and that starts with the mayor. I believe the mayor needs to reach out and let them know that I have an open door policy. Doesn't matter who you are, come on in. Let's sit down and chat. See what you see about the city that we may not see. I also believe that we need to outreach to some of the citizens who are involved at this point and create a kind of a citizen board that people can reach out to and express their concerns or express their exciting ideas for the city. And then that board could possibly reach out to the council and the mayor to see if we can move forward with those ideas. These are a few of the ideas that I have to make sure that we're open to all of our citizens and get a little more participation.
All right. Thank you so much. We have been collecting questions from our audience. I want to remind you that we only have time for maybe up to 3 questions. Our volunteers have combined or reworded the questions to maintain nonpartisanship or for clarity. If we do not get to your question, remember, you can always reach out to the candidates via email and ask them directly. So, Mr. Hink, we're going to start with you, and let me read you the first question. In your view, what are the top 2 issues facing the city at this time, and how does your expertise and experience qualify you to lead the city on these issues? I will repeat the question, and you'll have 90 seconds. In your view, what are the top 2 issues facing the city at this time, and how does your expertise and experience qualify you to lead the city on these issues?
So probably the top 2 issues that are facing the city at this time both have a large part to do with infrastructure. One, we need to get the sewer line extended out to the exit where our commercial district is. 2, we need to take care of our water and sewer system and our streets and roads. As you know, over time, they've become a little dilapidated. It's been great to see that the employees have really stepped up their game, and they've been doing a wonderful job at moving forward with this. As far as my expertise, I did spend approximately 10 years in the construction business, doing everything from laying pipe to shooting grade. And I've also been in this community for the last 40 years. So I've seen the issues. I've got experience with some of the infrastructure repairs that need to be made. And I believe that that expertise will lead me in the right direction as I work with the crew and the employees at the city to fix these issues.
Thank you so much. All right, now we're going to go over to you, Mr. Camarada. You have 90 seconds. I will repeat the question. In your view, what are the top 2 issues facing the city at this time, and how does your expertise and experience qualify you to lead the city on these issues?
Okay, the top 2 issues are infrastructure and taxes. I have served on the Kittitas City Council for 10 years between the periods of 2007 and 2019. I have been mayor of Kittitas for the last year and a half. I was in the Army, and I received a Silver Star for my work in the Army. I've worked in agriculture for 7 years, so I know agricultural events. I was operated a construction business, so I know construction stuff. I worked at CW as maintenance and management and custodial work, so I know a lot of that. I am a member of the Conference of Governments, so I work with other cities. I also know all the legislatures, so I can work with each and every one on a personal name basis. These are the reasons I can do a better job as mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. The good news is you all seem to be brief in your answers, and so we'll probably be able to take 4 audience questions tonight. Okay, so Mr. Camarado, we will start with you on this second question. If elected, how can you, as mayor, help retain businesses in Kittitas? You have 90 seconds.
Okay, the best way is we make the city government business friendly. And I've been working on getting our people to look at businesses as part of the city infrastructure. We also need to keep taxes on businesses low so that they are interested in coming out here to Kittitas and operating out here instead of going to some other city where they have a larger clientele. So what else can we do? There are several things through the Chamber of Commerce that we can help them organize their business and structure their businesses so that they can get the customers in. These are things that I would say we can do to help businesses locate in Kittitas. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Hink, you will have 90 seconds. I will read the question. If elected, how can you as mayor help retain businesses in Kittitas?
So I believe I could, as mayor, help retain businesses in Kittitas by having an open line of communication from the start of the process to the very end. You can't just expect to pick up in the middle of an operation. You got to be there from the start to the finish. And I believe that having an open line of communications, working with them to not only help promote them and, get people to know they're here, but also to be willing to work with them on issues they see with the city of Kittitas and what we need to do. I think that if you make it a friendly environment and a welcoming environment, you can definitely pull more businesses and keep them here. Where, like John was saying, I agree, we have to keep the taxes low on them, and we can't try to make the businesses a honeypot that you just go and dip out of whenever you need. You got to take and work with them in a cohesive partnership so they succeed and the city of Kittitas succeeds.
Thank you so much. All right. So we are now on question number 3, and we're going to begin with you, Mr. Hink, and you'll have 90 seconds to respond. Do you feel the working relationship between the city of Kittitas and Kittitas County could be improved? If yes, please describe.
I believe that there's always room for improvement in relationships. We have a great working relationship with Kittitas County right now. I believe we have a great relationship with the other municipalities in Kittitas County. But there's always room for improvement. There's room for improvement in every relationship in your life. I believe the more we work together and we become cohesive, I believe that we could improve. This happens through trainings, mutual trainings, work projects where we work together. So yeah, I believe that there is room for improvement, but I believe there's improvement for every relationship one has, the city has in its life.
You cut out there at the end, but I'm thinking we got to the end of your comment. All right. So, Mr. Camarada, All right, all right, I'm repeating the question and you have 90 seconds. Do you feel the working relationship between the city of Kittitas and Kittitas County could be improved? If yes, please describe.
Yes, we can always improve our relationships by communicating with each other. We have the county come out and seal code our cities. So we are working with the street crews of the county already. We have some interlocal agreements. We work with the county and the city of Kittitas and the city of Cleveland also to help get things done. Our interlocal agreements help us communicate with each other. I also know the county commissioners, all three of them personally. They're friends of mine, so I can communicate any needs to them and they will get them for me. I know this mayor of Ellensburg real well. We get along fine and we can communicate well. Communication seems to be the best way to improve our agenda with both the county and the city of Ellensburg. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so question number 4, bonus round, as they say. All right, so we're gonna begin with you, Mr. Camarada. The question is, what city procedure will you, if elected, advocate to change and why? You have 90 seconds. And I can reread that to you again. What city procedure will you, if elected, advocate to change and why?
Oh, I'm working on so many different things, trying to get them straightened out. Probably the way we communicate with the citizens is the biggest problem I have. I need to get a better communication going with the citizens of Kittitas. Let them know what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, why I'm doing things. These are the things that would help the city the best of all the procedures that need to be upgraded. Thank you.
Thank you. Repeating the question, Mr. Hink, what city procedure will you, if elected, advocate to change and why? And you have 90 seconds.
Well, I don't know that there's exactly one procedure that I would change. I believe that the city has a lot of policies and a lot of procedures that I'm not sure everybody knows or that are up to date. So I'd say we need to sit down, the council and the employees and myself would need to sit down and go through those policies and see if they need updated or changed flat outright to more represent where the city of Kittitas is today. And then make sure that we train so that when asked about those policies and procedures by the citizens of Kittitas, that anyone works for the city of Kittitas or is a elected official for the city of Kittitas can more than get that policy or procedure for them and everybody be on the same page.
All right. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. That was the end of the questioning period. Mr. Hink, we're now to the point of the closing statement. You have 60 seconds to make your closing statement.
So, like I said, I'm running for the mayor of Kittitas because I would like to see it where we have more citizen participation. I believe that the government needs the work for the people. And in turn, that means communication with the people is key. I've lived here 40 years of my life. I'm raising my children here. And I want to see the city of Kittitas move forward and be as splendid as I remember it when I was a kid. I hope that I get to be a part of that process. And even if I wasn't elected, I'll still be a citizen. I'll still be participating in all the city events that I can. Thank you for this event.
Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Camarada, you have the last word. You have 60 seconds to make your closing statement.
Okay. Tonight, I have explained to you all the things I am doing and am going to continue to work on. I haven't made open-ended promises about things that may or may not happen. I have told you what I am actually doing and what I will actually do in the future to help the city. So I hope that this will be enough to get you to the polls and get your vote cast for the proper person that will lead the city in the right direction for the future. I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters for holding this forum and for all the work you do for the county. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to thank John Camarado and Richard Hink sharing their views and their willingness to serve as Kittitas mayor. We want to thank our co-sponsors, the Ellensburg Daily Record newspaper and the Northern Kittitas County Tribune, for sharing the information about these forums and these forum videos throughout the voting season. Finally, thanks to the many league volunteers who make these events possible. To get more information about the candidates running the 2021 general election, the Kittitas League has created a nonpartisan online voters guide where you will find links to the candidates' websites and other helpful resources. You can also get information at vote411.org at the Washington State Secretary of State's office. Remember to vote for the candidate that best represents your views. Every vote counts and your vote matters. And so join me by casting your ballot in the November 2nd general election. Thank you and good night.